What's up, Internet Land, and welcome to another episode of the Petty Cash Podcast, where this magnificent podcast represents the last of the Petty Cash. I am Charles, your host for this week, and joining me, as always, are my good friends and co-hosts, Joe, Vinny, Sabrina, and Danny. Everyone!
Hello, my world! All you 6 listeners out there.
Oh man!
Now that we're down to like 2 because they're like, to hell with this podcast, blowing out my ears.
My alternate accounts. What?
Exactly.
What up, suckers?
So how's everyone doing?
Great.
Awesome, man. Yeah, returning to it from another trip from Disneyland, and please, I don't want to go over it.
He doesn't want to go over it.
It was fun.
Okay, well, that's good.
Insert link of YouTube for the previous one. It was exactly that feeling, just with family. There
you go. Yeah.
I'm doing great. I'm doing fine. Work's been busy. I did make some interesting plans coming up for Valentine's weekend.
Oh.
Happy single awareness for you.
Flying to Canada to meet his imaginary girlfriend.
Not Canada, you numbnuts.
Come on, that's the stereotypical joke. My girlfriend from Canada. You don't know.
She was from Niagara Falls.
He's like, she's from Ohio, thank you very much.
Ohio.
She's in Florida.
Ohio's a Lovecraftian wasteland right now.
But, so...
You met her at Batu. In a galaxy far, far away. Okay.
Kinda. So bottom line is, a friend of mine, we both admitted to each other that we like each other. We've been kind of smitten for over a week and a half. And I talked to her last night and said, would you like to come out for the weekend for Valentine's? And she said, sure. So we're gonna I'm gonna be flying up to Colorado to go see her for the weekend, and we're gonna hang out and see what happens, see how it goes.
It's a trap.
I'm kidding. I
She's huge on Star Wars, man. She's gonna get the references.
yeah, but I hope it goes well, man.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to hang out with her, see how it goes, and if it goes great, it goes great. If not, no worries. We're still gonna be friends. So.
His butthole did a little bit.
What?
Oh my god! What? Oh my god! This man.
That out of left field from Danny. God, I feel roasted now.
I feel JD's like taking over my body right now.
Who are you, and what have you done with Danny?
Danny, get the hell out of there.
This morning, man.
Oh man,
Power Christ compels you. So remember, Vinny, whatever you say.
Yeah, go
enlighten
on.
us. What the heck
Sabrina
happened?
knows a little bit. I had rehearsal at 9 o'clock this morning. Now, this morning was Leeds only rehearsal. We were going through all our songs and whatnot. And check the schedule last night. Like, check the schedule, show the breakdown since you all don't have to be there the entire time. We'll just break it down by character. Of course, I was listed first. So I had to wake up at 8, go to rehearsal for 45 minutes, and okay, for the next hour and a half, I'm going to do nothing because I have not done nothing this entire week. But then, okay, I need to go get a money order really quick before we start podcast recording, and that ended up taking an hour to get a stupid money order.
You got it at Walmart. What'd you expect?
It's like, okay, where do I get a money order? Walmart.
What
was
did you expect, man? It's
I
Walmart.
expected 10 minutes at the most.
This is Walmart we're talking about here.
Thank you.
In the most ghetto one in the valley.
Thank you.
Yeah. Looking at you, Stapling 60. You were once great. Once.
Ouch.
But yes, hey, wait, Danny, promote your show, dude, right now.
Oh yeah, so for those that are currently in the listening from the East Valley, I am currently in a production of Addams Family the Musical playing Fester Addams with Mesa Encore Theater.
Woo!
Now on sale, which I will link in the description of the YouTube video. It's shaping up to be quite fun. This has been a lot of fun, and yes, for those who are wondering, I will be bald. No bald cap. I'm shaving my head soon.
Yeah, Sabrina, are you okay with that?
Yes, I'm fine. It's been a while since I've seen him bald too.
It's been almost 2 years.
Yeah.
It's hollow.
He'll be in the kitchen. Hey, babe, I'm cleaning. And so he's over there with a white shirt, looking like Mr. Clean.
I will never let that down with you and Jerome. not you, Danny. Like when Vinny he showed like a picture. This is what I look like if I'm bald, and I was like,
Oh,
added white eyebrows. And you were like a kid in the backseat. It's so funny.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
And I was like, this isn't going on. Yeah, social media.
Chat.
But if you guys like to see that, the link is in the description below.
Close Google Drive of all the memes and screens.
Yeah, of all of us.
Everything. All right. Well, you're fiddling with your crystals there.
Oh.
So Joe was
Sound
kind
right.
enough. Joe was kind enough while he was on his family Disney trip too. He said, "Hey, do you guys want want me to pick you guys up anything?" Vinny and Sabrina asked for crystals. Charles, did you get anything from?
I got a purple one, and it was mainly just so that I'd have a canister. Because when I went,
Oh, that's
and
right.
it-
Yeah, you don't get the canister.
yeah, you don't
It's
get the
Savi's
canister when you
experience.
go with the Savi's experience, and so it's like I needed a full set of canisters. So I was like, give me a purple.
Okay.
And then I got a Sprite and a Diet Coke thermal detonator bottle. So thank you.
Yes. No problem, man. No
Nice.
problem.
Yeah, thank you,
I love
Joe.
me
Hey, no
some-
problem,
Love me
Joe.
some
Yeah.
Disney soda.
Yeah.
You the
so,
best.
Yes.
So Vinny has two
Here we
shots
go.
at getting a black.
For those that have not watched our Mega California trip episode, Vinny here is the only one now missing a black kyber crystal, as me, Sabrina, Joe, and Charles are now part of that exclusive club.
Yes. With our monocles and tuxedos and all that.
It's like you guys act like you're better than me.
Top hat.
Filthy non-black kyber crystal having peasant.
All right.
My soul's
All right.
All right, we got two chances.
Come on.
Two chances.
Legit.
But really,
No
oh,
way.
yeah.
Fingers
whammy.
crossed. Legit.
All right,
Like,
here we
all right,
go.
come on.
Cross the
Let's do this. Come on.
Come on. I picked
Come
from the
on.
bowl too.
Oh, first one is a
Yeah,
red.
red.
There's a dummy.
Oh,
Come
come
on.
on.
Come on.
Whatever. This will just go on my Mandalorian cosplay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there you
just
go.
paint the rest of the canister silver.
Come
Like,
on.
give me
Please, please, come on. A little black paper. Come on.
Oh,
God damn it. Damn.
Dang.
All right, next time.
All right.
Sorry, Vinny.
Yeah.
Yes,
they will.
This is it.
Ye little faith, man. Ye little
Yeah.
faith.
I had faith, and it just died.
Hey, 3 of us
Aw.
got lucky. You can get lucky too.
It's okay. I got a girlfriend in Colorado. I don't give a shit.
Well, now she's your girlfriend.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
We've
Well, not officially. I'm just kind of.
Not officially? Does she know that?
he let it slip. Yeah.
We've been having.
And blocked.
Watch a little further down in the episode. He's gonna say, "I love you," and then it'll be like, "Wait, what? You're already there?"
Oh,
I
man.
haven't. No, here's the thing. We've been talking about
Remember-
this. We haven't dropped the G bomb or the B bomb or the L bomb, so we're taking
Vinny,
it
I'm
slow.
just saying this. Whatever goes on here, it's recorded and going to the masses.
I have the
Yeah.
editing power.
So by 20, 50
True.
years from now, this is going to be effing hilarious. Was my life bad? And on my deathbed, plays that recording right now for Vinny. Yeah, at least I wasn't as bad as him.
we're sitting around. We're just like all old and like, can you believe we're still doing this podcast after how many years?
Oh, look at the
But-
squirrel outside.
I'll just be sitting there kind of like, huh? You're still here?
What?
This is all I have left of the petty.
Our
cash.
heads will be in jars like in Futurama and
Oh,
shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just that. Just have my ghost in a ghost trap and just pop it open so I can come out every once in a while, do the podcast, and go back into the trap. I don't want to be a jar head.
I was Marine, a warrior of the Jarhead.
All right. Where the hell were we? I know talking on Vinny. Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking on me. Didn't get the crystals. Oh well, sadness. Let's move on.
Oh, yeah. Bummer,
Pop up
bummer,
my-
man.
My Diet Coke is I'm gonna need caffeine.
Oh my god.
The black crystals in there.
Danny jokes on it.
What is that?
Diet Coke has it does have caffeine. Okay.
I was gonna say, I think it
Yeah,
does.
Diet
Should?
Diet Cokes
Yeah,
do.
Diet
Yeah.
Coke, yeah.
Don't worry, they'll come with the gold Coke detonators.
Yeah, he cracks it open. It's like go.
Scrumptious.
Oh,
yeah. In Charles's home.
On
On
recording.
Lisa, come
Yeah.
out the attic, not the basement.
Oh,
Hey, Jimmy Neutron's dad.
I will throw you out.
Jazzy chap.
So
When you need that refreshing taste of Diet Coke from a galaxy far, far away, look no further than a detonator. Diet Coke.
I'm surprised that's actually not like an in-universe commercial for the park.
it should be, yeah.
Like,
That'd
you
be
hear it over
cool.
the loudspeakers or something like that. Attention, all travelers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And have like a Wookiee or a Stormtrooper grabbing the drinks. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. They should, but oh well.
Or at least advertise them more.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not hard to miss. Like you see like the reds and green and silver like carts with the drinks. So
Now, the only thing I do wish, though, and of course that's a long wish, but I wish they had like kind of like the neon, like, you know, when it's like Coruscant in the nighttime and all that, they have like the neon lighting and everything.
Oh, that would
you can at least light up the,
okay.
you know, yeah.
Prequel night.
That'd be
Prequel
cool.
night, yeah.
Come on, Disney, you want to make some more money off our Star Wars nerds? Prequel night, original
Yes.
trilogy night.
that would be cool, yeah.
Hey, Disney, if you want to make more money off of us, why don't we switch up from the new sequel to the original stuff? Like get the classic Stormtroopers walking around.
Yeah, and then clone troopers and all that. I mean,
Get Darth Vader's TIE fighter into
the
the
thing
land.
is, like, what's weird is, and it's kind of funny, like, we're into the whole sequel trilogy. Oh, now go back to Disneyland. But, like, going with the whole sequel trilogy, down the road, I would give it, like, 5, 10, 20 years, and the next thing I'll be like, hey, remember when this park opened and it had, like, the sequel trilogy stuff? Now it's all,
Now it's just
all,
everything
all
Star Wars.
timeline, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I
what
can
it
see
should be. Yeah,
It should be. I mean, the original plan was for them to just use
It was
the
story
sequel.
locked in between episode 8 and 9.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
at this point, like, they'd be smart to just open it up, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Mando and Boba Fett and Fennec are walking around now.
And you could just as well, like if you did the classic Star Wars, you could tie in Obi-Wan and the Rebel series. You could literally have a ton of
They do have
characters.
like face characters for the Rebel characters for the parks,
Right.
So like they could.
Yeah.
Yeah, they totally could, but yeah, Disney, get on that. But
Oh, also, thanks for lowering the price of Savis after.
After,
Yeah.
yeah, that, believe me, driving back home, that really did tick me off, like, really 2.5 months, but,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, Chris, did he do the Savis experience?
Chris and Lawrence did.
Lawrence?
Lawrence
Oh.
surprised all of us, and because the whole thing was, it was so funny with my family. You know, who are you gonna choose? Like the 2 people to go in, and so after the whole thing, I didn't mind because I was like, I got my experience, and I thought that was like a perfect window for me to like, all right, I'm gonna get everybody's stuff. But then like my little brother Lawrence, if you're listening out there, like their faces, and I was just like recording everything.
Yes.
Chris, what's funny is after the whole experience, and I could tell this was like this guy's like 2nd or 3rd week of doing the Savvy's workshop because he was like stuttering his lines a little bit, like and I
Oh,
was like,
no.
you know,
Oh, no.
but. You know, I think Chris, he had Power and Control. Lawrence had the new Elemental V2, so he had like the little the Rancor tail
Or was it
whatever.
like the seashell thing or
Yeah,
something like that?
something like that. And then, like, of course, here's all the parts and everything. And, you know, the guys are saying their lines. Chris, he knew exactly what he wanted. So he's just, like, making it. And people are like, the guy's not even finished with, like, his lines. And I can just see my older brother just... And all the people, like, across from the counters are like... I would insert Kevin Hart with a microphone going, like...
See if I can add that in post.
it was like Good and Bad the Ugly, where like Tuco's like taking all the best parts for a cult and just putting it all together. But you know, Lawrence, he's following the directions, and then Chris was just done. And the guy walked by. What do they call them again?
The Gatherers.
Gatherers,
Gatherers,
yeah.
yeah.
And he was just like, "Well, shit, my job's done." He's like, "Are you sure you haven't done this before?" Because my older brother was wearing a First Order cap. And,
Oh, okay.
And I thought, like, what's weird is when he picked out the crystal, I thought it was red, but it was weird, like the lighting. He was in the kind of. It was funny. We were at the area where we were.
Really?
Oh,
nice.
okay.
So yeah, he
Cool.
was. Yeah. So I was like, okay, this is nice. So we're right by the door, and I could just, yeah, the best experience, of course, recapping from the previous Disneyland episode is just seeing first timers and seeing my older brother, transform back into the kid, that I remember, the older brother from Anchorage. Growing up prequel wise, like he just showed up. Like there was this, I'm making like this little video, of course, of our trip, and just this whole gleam, like our first experience of seeing the life-size Millennium Falcon, and putting it to the tune of Solo, and he was just like, oh man. And I'm like, yeah, like his heart grew. Like,
Did he hug the lightsaber like you?
Oh God, man, yeah. So no, he didn't do that. But it was just like, my brothers. I think Lawrence was either blue or I think his was blue. And so, of course, we all go outside. Oh, it's everyone's all lighting their lightsabers. I'm like, go to the Falcon. Just go to the Falcon.
Mm-hmm.
Get your shots.
Yeah.
Get your shots right now. Of course, that's everybody.
Were there any smart aleck photographers over there this time?
No, thank Christ. Thank the makers. But yeah.
Thank the maker.
But what was great though was using the data pad and hacking the Falcon, just like exhaust. And I was like, that's yeah. And I was like, one more time. Yeah, I totally forgot about it. You could do that. So I was like, okay, that's awesome.
Just start up.
Yeah. I wish I would have got.
That's how that was triggered.
Yeah,
Okay.
the data pad is like, I think the whole thing is like Bluetooth activated.
That's what it is. Yeah.
So that's why they said turn on
Oh, okay.
Bluetooth. Okay.
So
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of like interactive stuff you can do with the data pad part of the Disneyland app. It's really cool to do, but like Joe said last time, it's a battery killer.
yeah,
That's
and
true,
the whole
yeah.
magic band thing, and I was just like,
Oh, did you get one?
no, I should have got the Halloween thing, but when you just think about it, and remember, this is probably going to be my last time going to like Disney for next couple years, but it's just like there's going to be like the Magic Plus X2 or something, and so it's like
You're not wrong, honestly.
You're not wrong. Yeah.
Because like the Tron one you got is like Magic Band 2, and then this one's like Magic Band Plus. So.
Yeah, and so the thing is, I'm not really like too keen on it because one of the things is if you're gonna make me do cardio at the park, which everyone is doing already, it's just like why do the bounty hunter thing and not get not get prizes for it,
Yeah.
or not have like a
That's a good
leaderboard or
point,
something.
yeah.
You complete your first level bounty hunting, you get a crystal. You complete like level 5 of bounty hunting, you get like I don't know, like holocrons, something like that.
Like other lightsaber parts or something. Like
Or-
you must get this X amount and all that. So.
yeah, like you get enough experience, you can actually get like a Savi's piece.
See,
Yeah.
that would be epic. Like,
like-
then people would be really trying to, complete those.
Or like a pin or something.
Or a pin,
Or a pin,
yeah.
yeah.
Something like that.
Something to just because I can tell you in the fucking warehouse they got to get rid of this shit. Other than those third market shops that you see surrounding Disneyland, like, wait a minute, how'd you get this? And you're like, oh, it must have been some employee who was like, here's a box, take
Smugglers.
it. Yeah, real smugglers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, Disneyland with the fam was a huge success, and also
Right on.
again, only there for a day. They closed the parks early at 8 p.m.
Oh.
because they were making way for the 100 years thing.
Oh,
But,
that
right, the
thing,
new
that's
100 year
right,
Celebration
yeah.
decorations are up now.
Yep.
yeah, it was nice. They had that whole like silver Mickey. I think all of us we have like a selfie with it, and
Aw.
Cool.
Yeah, family's planning to go later this year, and I believe in either December or January of next year. So hopefully I'll be able to see all that stuff before they take it down.
yeah,
Sweet.
sure. The whole What's funny is they still have the Haunted Mansion like Nightmare Before Christmas stuff.
Okay,
Oh,
it's
that's
okay.
January, so it's
I
not
guess.
impossible to see that stuff still up there, but it's late January. I'm surprised they haven't taken that stuff
That's
down.
that feels
Yeah,
kind of like a stretch.
Maybe they're finally
It should be
realizing
taken
it's the
down
best best version of the ride.
No, it's not.
No. You could have that hill all to yourself.
I'm not alone on this hill.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Danny, you can die and rot on the hill all you want, but the OG Haunted Mansion will reign supreme forever.
Oh, don't worry. It'll be replaced by Eddie Murphy version or the Rosario Dawson version coming through. Yeah.
Well, we got the new one coming out.
Well, yeah, the new one.
Is she in the new one?
She's
Yeah.
in the new one.
I didn't
Yeah,
know
yeah, I
that.
know. I was just like, I was
I
like,
only
oh.
knew Jared Leto and Jamie Lee Curtis were gonna be in it.
Yep.
But yeah, it's like
Oh.
Rosario and then some other kid, and then I forget who else is in there, but you know.
Please come to a
Interesting.
convention. Please. I want to be
Danny, did you see my video I sent to you in the group chat about the 2011 Phoenix Comic Con?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, just
Okay,
seeing
so-
that powerhouse lineup back
Yeah.
then. Yeah.
So to fill everybody in, we had back in 2011 a huge guest appearance of literally the biggest names in Hollywood with comic conventions and stuff. So we had Stan Lee, Leonard Nimoy, but
When
one
they
of
were
the big,
alive.
yeah, and one of the big names that I saw was Ernie Hudson. I'm just like,
He's been here like 3 times, I think.
and I
Within
missed
the last-
him
Yeah, he's
every
been-
time.
Whose fault is that?
I wasn't a fan then.
Yeah,
You weren't a fan of Ghostbusters.
I knew of Ghostbusters then, but if it wasn't for these two, I wouldn't be as huge of a fan as I am now.
Yeah, with the groups and everything, because there was no movie announcement
Yeah.
and all that. It
Right.
was during that myth, so I totally understand.
Oh yeah, that was
it,
back when
yeah.
like they were trying to get a 3rd one out.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this was 2011, so Harold Ramis was still alive during that time.
Well,
I know.
yeah.
Let that sink in.
It sinks in every year on my birthday.
Oh.
Harold Ramis died on my birthday.
Sucks for you.
Danny
Oh
Blake
my
Martin. Wake up, you son bitch! Die on a leap year or something.
And there goes
Not
the
on
last
my
2
day.
listeners.
He only died 4 years ago.
Oh my gosh. All right. Okay.
Oh my god.
So, I don't. Let's say how.
That's
I was like, yeah, like 21
chased
minutes.
by the cheating community.
I mean, like now that we've upset pretty much like
Everybody.
everybody.
I still love Harold Ramis.
Yeah, we're not
Egon.
done yet. Yeah. So, the topic for this podcast. Now that
We're
we're
now talking about it.
is actually remakes, reboots, and
Retries.
retries. Yes, because they actually just released a Dead Space. I guess you could say
Yeah,
it's
officially a remake.
it's officially a remake. Yeah. And they took like some of the better parts of like 2, like Dead Space 2, and for instance, like Isaac Clarke talking, you actually seeing his face, and a few of the other like control features and stuff, and they brought that into Dead Space 1 or this remake, and it got me to thinking, is like, there are a lot of remakes, reboots, retries, and that sort of remasters, and some of them are really good. Some of them suck, and some of them exist. Yes, so I thought I would pass it the topic around and see what you guys think. Because for me, I just started playing Dead Space, which actually Sabrina and Joe walked in when I was playing it, and I gotta say I'm enjoying it. I'm playing it on the PS5.
It sounds like it's getting rave reviews. So
Yes, it's so far it's really good. I'm enjoying it. It plays well. Thankfully my PS5 can handle it, because apparently my PC barely meets minimum now, which that's
next gen gaming.
exactly, yeah. And so yeah, I'm thoroughly enjoying it so far. And then on the other end of the spectrum of a remake that was we got there was Ratchet and Clank, like way back. It was like several years back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they remade it, and they based it like so closely on the movie that they were putting out at that time, because like they actually did use footage from the movie.
Wait, there was a Ratchet and Clank movie?
There was, and it
Really?
was-
See,
yeah.
that's how I
Yeah,
didn't know.
exactly. And because of that, it wasn't nearly as good. And because what was interesting was, for me, I actually didn't play the first Ratchet and Clank. I started playing it, like, I think it was like the second one, and then I played like the third, and I got like hooked on the series. And I was like, oh, it's really cool. And then when I found out they were going to be doing a remake, I was like, oh, cool. Now I'll be able to, play it, and it'll look all, pretty and everything, and it'll be really nice. And I was like, God, this is boring. It was boring. It was a slog to play through. I was like, wait, this can't be right. Like, people were saying this game was awesome. Like, why is the remake suck so bad? And then I actually saw a video where some guy broke down the original versus the remake, and they changed a lot.
Oh.
Like, they removed characters, they changed scenarios, they even had some things just pop in just because it happened in the movie, and we have a cutscene.
So this was more of a movie game than a remake.
But basically, yes. And like they had like there was some introductions to certain characters that they didn't even bother doing just because it's like, oh, hey, we have a clip from the movie to throw in here. Let's just do that. And it's like, you don't do that. You ruin the flow of the game. Where, so it's like, there you go. There's a case of Dead Space remake. Good. We've actually, improved it. It looks awesome. It sounds awesome. It plays awesome. Versus Ratchet and Clank. No.
More of a tie-in product.
Yeah, and a very poor one at that.
They were trying to basically make it like an early 2000s movie in a modern time scenario, and it just didn't work. Like, I remember we were at a theater with some friends of mine. I don't remember if it was with you guys or what, but I remember watching it in another private room, waiting to go do a promotion, and I was literally watching like half of the movie, and I'm like, this sucks.
Well, yeah, because they even changed up how like Ratchet and Clank's interactions were. Because originally Ratchet was supposed to be kind of a bit of a snarky sort of kind of Sonic-esque character, and he kind of grows and evolves a little bit over the course of the game, and they actually build a relationship, Ratchet and Clank. Whereas in the remake, he's kind of this wide-eyed, like can't do wrong sort of character, like like a child almost.
Yeah.
And it's like you've changed up how the character is. And yeah, it wasn't good. So
not to interrupt the conversation, but you mentioned Sonic. I wanted to bring this up last week, but now that I've watched the episode, so last episode of Bad Batch with the racing one. Aside from Ernie Hudson being it, do you know who else was in that episode?
No, I haven't seen it, but you know what? Go ahead. Just say
so
it.
there's a droid. There's a droid racer in it that one of the clones has to replace, voiced by Ben Schwartz.
Really?
So a Ghostbuster and Sonic the Hedgehog are in one of the episodes of Bad Batch.
Huh.
Gotta go fast.
Gotta bust fast. That's why I titled my reaction.
Gotta bust fast.
Sorry. So is this just about video game remakes in particular, or like everything encompassed?
Anything. Movies, comic books, whatever. Because I know there's been plenty of things. Like, look at
Your shelf.
Look at my shelf. Yeah. It's like we know that they've remade Nightmare on Elm Street. They've remade Halloween. Well, air quotes remade.
Cash cow
That's
franchises.
Yeah,
is what
exactly.
they are, yeah.
So yeah, whatever you guys can think of in terms of reboots, remakes, retries,
remasters.
Yeah.
Well, GoldenEye
Yeah.
just came back out.
Oh,
so
yeah.
All
Yes.
right.
I was
Yes.
mad that it wasn't on PS, but I was just like, okay. So,
like
yeah, we gotta play it, Sabrina. Hold on.
Here's the thing that makes it like known how impactful the fact that GoldenEye is back.
And we're not talking about that shitty reloaded one that they put on PS3.
not that crap. No.
No.
But the fact is that I saw it on a news channel on the freaking gas pump.
Really?
Like some of those gas
Yeah, they have,
stations
like,
where they
Yeah.
have that little
Like that,
TV.
yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it was playing, and it said, and it brought it up, and they were talking about it. I was like, they are talking about it on a freaking gas station news channel. Like, I'm doing air quotes here.
Like Circle K TV.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like the fact that they're talking about it there,
And
that just
the-
lets
the-
you know how
the
important
dedicated
this is.
fans that they have out there, because even the pause menu, freaking most of the people in the comments section, I forget what page it was, they were like freaking out, like, it doesn't have the gong in the background music, and I went like,
Damn.
Oh.
That's intense.
Like intense
yeah, dun,
detail.
dun,
That
dun,
is
dun, gong, and it was like a little missile silo like gong in it,
Right.
and our friend Todd Cook out there, he was like, no matter how many times they're gonna remaster shit, it's not gonna be as good as what was on the N64. Like a fucking purist and all that. And I was like, oh, dude, certainly. Like, I don't know, they cleaned up. Probably there's no codes anymore. No big head mode, no
No.
paintball. We'll see if someone got there. So this could
Someone
be
will probably
debunked.
hack into it and do whatever.
Yeah, just fuck it.
They'll mod it.
Yeah, exactly.
But also, if you haven't seen GoldenEye, also watch that one. But yes, I mean, I wish that was available for PS. Then yeah, times never leave. But yes, Sabrina, we're all gonna play GoldenEye.
Also, Charles has a Switch too, so because we're not
so
gonna have
so not on the Switch. A lot of people are saying
okay.
on the Xbox it is
Oh,
better. So
okay.
I was like, okay,
Oh.
okay.
Oh, okay.
You have an
Oh.
Xbox.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I was like Switch too. I was like,
But I don't have an Xbox. What the hell? I'm not getting an
I was
Xbox just to
kidding.
No,
play
you
that.
gotta play it originally 4-player co-op in the one living room. So
Okay.
yes. No looking at my screen, damn it. Screen cheating.
Yeah, something you whippersnappers don't know in this day and age.
Screen cheating.
No, I'm talking to the listeners in case if we have like ones that are younger. But
Yeah,
anyway,
Danny.
And if you pick Odd Job, fuck you.
yeah.
You guys want to talk about a terrible remake? Velma is tanking on the record.
Oh,
It is, but it isn't
yeah.
unfortunate because
God.
so many people hate watched it. It's getting a season 2.
It was already greenlit for a season 2 even before the reviews. So the thing is like I'm watching the reviews, I'm watching what they did with this show, and this is just a huge abomination. Even the original voice actress for Daphne just said jinkies. Or jeepers.
Jeepers.
Yeah,
Jeepers,
yeah.
Oh my God.
She goes
right.
She sees it. She posts how
Jeepers.
bad it's going. She's like jeepers.
It just doesn't
For
work.
Me, for me, I want to check out the first episode. I was like, okay, how bad is this?
Oh,
Let's
it-
just bash
It's
this.
an abomination.
Let's get high,
It is
get drunk, and
horrible.
watch the first episode.
oh
Dude,
no.
it is so horrible.
Let's WB. Let's all keep the hate from the James Gunn DC series to Velma. Let's
Yes.
direct our energy to here.
Yes. Yes.
It
Man.
just doesn't work without the dog and Shaggy.
No.
Or the
I mean,
whole game.
Shaggy's in it, but he goes by his first name Norville instead of just Shaggy.
oh,
Well-
Fucking dumb.
well,
all right,
same-
Red X.
Well,
Scooby's now a girl who
What?
does. Yeah.
oh, so they did confirm
my
that?
God.
Scooby is.
Because I saw a picture and I wasn't sure if it was fan made or not.
No, it's for real. Like the girl, like I guess her nickname's Scoob, and she does like food reviews. I'm like,
Major cringe.
Whoever is the executive that greenlight that show or the whole board,
you're fired.
fire yourselves, please.
Just walk right out. Don't even.
Nothing.
come back
Okay,
to work.
nothing against the actors.
Mindy
They're
Kaling,
doing
nothing
it.
against the
Nothing
cast.
doing
Nothing
a job.
against them.
You know.
She was kind of the one who pitched all this idea, and they let
Well,
her run.
fire her immediately.
Thanks, Kelly.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
No.
So the thing is that like artistically, I'm cool with it. Like I've seen some
I
of
like
like the
the art
work, like
style
the
of
art
it. It
style.
looks cool.
It looks good,
Right.
and if it's done well, I don't mind alterations some to like how characters are represented or things like that. But it has to be done
It
well.
has to make the change has to make sense.
Yes, and
right.
the thing is that like they said, so many of the jokes don't land. They're just more or
that
less
sucks.
bashing people.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
No.
yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead.
I was gonna say let's not delve into because I was like, oh wait, we're falling into Scooby Doo trap. So let's go back to remakes and remasters.
Okay.
So okay,
I think this quantifies as a remake instead of a reboot, but one remake that I'm excited that is hopefully coming out this year. I would assume it's coming out this year.
So, in case the listeners can hear it, I'm not sure, but they're doing work downstairs on my neighbor's.
so we may
condo.
fall through the floor.
This episode represents the last of the petty cash.
You just see me die.
There they are.
Wasn't expecting that.
We can handle it. We can handle it.
Entire couch falls through.
It's like home improvement for Vinny.
This is part 2 of last week's episode, guys.
Yeah. So
We're in
anyway,
the hospital.
oh jeez.
So-
So continue.
One remake that I'm excited for that is more than likely and hopefully coming out this year is Netflix's adaptation of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Ah, yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They filmed it last
By the makers of Velma.
No,
Oh, God, I hope not.
Okay.
this new it's technically a new adaptation, not really remake, but because we don't want to talk about the Shyamalan film, it's basically a remake. This has been in development, I want to say, since like 2018 or 19 when they first like when the creators first pitched this with like some concept art, like, oh, this looks cool. And then throughout 2020, 2021, due to creative differences, the creators have left the show. But they've continued on making this. The cast looks incredible. The producers and like everyone like behind the scenes are all saying the right things. Like, oh, we don't want to change anything just for change. We want like to explore with these characters more. Like, okay, you're saying that. Follow through on that. The most Netflix so far is like advertised it this year is on one of their like social media accounts. Like, it's a picture of like the actors playing Aang, Zuko, Katara, and Sokka. Like, oh, we're bringing these guys into. We're bringing these guys into 2023. Like, so that means it's coming out this year, right? Like, give me like a summer, maybe fall release date, please. Like the only thing I've seen like is like what the show could look like were 2 leaked pictures from the set. I'm like, okay, this looks really cool. Can I get like a picture of them in costume or a teaser poster, something?
Oh, so they haven't shown the costumes yet?
No. The closest we've seen is some like members of the Northern Water Tribe extras. Like we've seen like a low res like picture of them. It's confirmed to be real because immediately like, cease and desist from Netflix. Just like,
oh,
can I see what the main 4 look like, please?
Yeah, I mean, some sort of teaser, which I'm sure there'll have to be someone one of them at some point.
Executive produced by M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong.
I will admit, I saw that in theaters when I was a kid. I dressed up as Aang and went to the midnight premiere of that. I own that movie on Blu-ray. I haven't watched it. Okay, I haven't watched it for enjoyment since. I've shown like other friends like the movie, just like, okay, you've watched season 1 now. Watch the movie, and just watching them like,
oh dear God.
I've watched.
Well, at least Dragon Ball, viewers and Avatar could sit down and be like, well, we have Evolution and we have this one, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So hopefully that will be good, and hopefully it comes out this year. But, I mean, when it comes to like video game remakes and remasters, the latest one I picked up, which I still need to play, was Life is Strange 1 and Life is Strange Before the Storm remastered for PS5, which it looks amazing. Like the way they updated the visuals from the original release. Not to say the original release was bad. That was a very stylized choice, but because of the limited technology, and now with motion capture, they're now able to like get the emotions of the characters in the scene better. And it just looks so good. Y'all, that's one of my favorite story games of all time.
Yeah.
Of course, one of our favorite, on topic of how we all met, of course, Ghostbusters Remastered.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so many fond memories.
Hey, a little help.
Hey, a little help.
Mostly fond memories with a few tainted memories.
Yeah. Don't worry, we ain't going to edit that part. But no, it was definitely fun. I mean, there was a lot of stuff that they've changed. It's only like minor advertisement issues because, of course, they changed the Doritos truck, and of course
now it's like what chips, something like that.
Some
generic looking chip thing that looks kind of like Doritos,
like nacho taco chips.
Sony
like that.
gave us the finger, when they were like, "Hey, we're gonna give you guys multiplayer," and then they never followed through,
Right.
or anything. So.
Apparently, on the original release, the Xbox multiplayer for some reason is still active.
It's still active, the server. So
Wow.
apparently it still is, but you have to play it on like what is it, 360 game, but
360.
on the Xbox, whatever the previous model
Game?
is.
Xbox One.
I think so. Yeah, I always wanted to try it out. Like, but anyways, any other remasters or remakes?
Oh, okay. What I can think of at the moment is Super Monkey Ball. That was the most recent one that I
Never
played.
heard of it.
No, because Nintendo, or I'll just do, growing up, I would play Super Monkey Ball on the GameCube all the time. And so, as of like, not last year, but the year before, they came out with basically a remake of the original game on the GameCube, and it's pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Yeah, like they did a really good job with it and made like all of us that love Super Monkey Ball like happy with it.
So I don't know anything about like Monkey Ball, but what is the
Super Monkey Ball. So yeah, you're a monkey in this little ball, and then you're trying to like you go through a bunch of mazes and you get all the bananas and
You're very much targeted towards kids.
yeah, kids. Obviously, it's a kids game.
Hey Hollywood.
It's kind of like one of those. You may have played them before. That you tilt the table or the playing field, and you have a marble that you're trying to like move around.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a good idea.
It's one
to
of
describe it.
those. Yeah.
Okay,
so,
okay.
Yes.
So on the verge of remakes of video games, the one who holds the title for the most remakes ever. Do you guys know this one?
Grand Theft Auto.
Super Mario.
No. Charles, come on, man, for a big video game guy.
Oh, geez, you're putting me on the spot.
Oh no.
Fudge remakes. Dang
How
it.
about retellings? That's a hint.
Retellings. Oh. All right. I'll have to, I'm waving the white flag. What?
Yeah. Link.
Like.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that was the Legend of Zelda.
Zelda.
holds the
Okay,
most.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true
Yeah, that's
because
such a
They
good
never
point.
had a proper sequel unless Adventures of Link was on Super Nintendo. Or no. Was it that one?
Okay, so they had the
Legend of
Ocarina.
Zelda.
They had they had the Ocarina of Time, so on the Nintendo 64, and then they brought it back as a GameCube. It was like a
Wind
a
Waker.
promo, but they had a promo disc. I'm talking about remakes.
Oh, remakes.
So
yeah.
like they had that promo disc where they ported it over to the GameCube, so you could play Ocarina of Time on the GameCube.
Oh, okay.
Something was ported to the GameCube.
Yeah. And I want to say there was also like a different version of it. Like you could play like a slightly modified version of it. And then they brought it to was it the 3DS? I think.
Probably.
I think they did. Yeah. Which that was interesting that they pulled that off. And I think they ended up like redoing some of the dungeons, like the infamous water temple.
Yeah.
Because they said like so many
Don't
people
wear iron boots.
Exactly. Yeah. They ended up redoing that so that like it was a little bit easier to solve that one. But I'm like, I remember playing it when I was little, and yeah, it was frustrating. But eventually, I did figure the darn thing out.
Who would have thought, like, because every game is just a retelling of the very first story. That's why the Adventures of Link, I forget it, either Super Nintendo or was it? No, I think it
So,
was.
it started with the NES with the Legend of Zelda. Then they had the Legend of Zelda 2, and then it was Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past on the Super Nintendo. And then
so that was one of the first like retellings of the first, because they don't go anything beyond Legend of Zelda 2 or
right, yeah. Well, it's because the timeline is so weird. Like if anybody's ever looked up the timeline for the Legend of
it's
Zelda,
fucking
Yeah.
ridiculous.
It is, yeah, I will
Weird.
agree.
Yeah.
like you
Weirder than the FNAF timeline.
oh, it's way weird. It's way weirder than that because like you basically get these like two timelines where either Link defeated Ganon or Link did not.
Yeah.
And then
Ganondorf?
now you've got this like these two split timelines, and because now you've also got then they had Legend of Zelda and the Wind Waker or the Windfish. Which one was that one? What was the name of that one?
Wind Waker.
Not Wind
No,
Waker.
no.
It was with the Windfish with the egg on that mountain. Remember?
Oh shit.
dang it.
Fuck. Yeah.
But yeah, and then they had
I know what you
then they
guys are
had
talking about. I
Yeah,
can't think
and then
of
they
it.
had the Oracle of Seasons on the Game Boy, the Oracle of Ages, and those are kind of the same games ish.
I
But
know. We would need either Anthony or JD here to probably help us out on this one because I mean I'm not a big Zelda fan, but it's just I know there are so many retellings and they always base it off the first game.
Okay, I see what you're getting at. So what they're aiming for, at least with some of these, is that it's the hero basically being reincarnated. So Link, he's basically reincarnated. Zelda is reincarnated, and Ganon is also like reincarnated. It's kind of what they're going off of, and so that's why it's always the battle of those three. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, the Triforce of Power, the Triforce of Courage, and the Triforce of I want to say Wisdom. I believe it was.
Yeah.
And so and that's where all those
But
games have come
we
about.
all know the best remake I would say out of the whole games, Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
You have a preference. It's
Link-
Majora's Mask.
No, actually, I mean, it's very close between these two. Ocarina of Time, but Link to the Past, I think, actually holds the number one spot for me.
Yeah.
Because just the way it starts out, like, you're Link, you're in this little hut all of a sudden you get woken up,
Yeah.
and then you come out and it's raining, and you're like, you have no weapons, you have nothing, and you're trying to sneak past the guards and get into the castle, and then you come across your uncle, and he's been gravely injured, and he's like, take my sword and shield, go save the princess, and then it starts, exactly. And then it starts your whole adventure. And I remember playing the heck out of that. And that story and just the way it started and how it carried through and all those little tricks and stuff and secrets you could find. Yeah.
Can you imagine if Peter Jackson did Legend of Zelda?
Oh,
Dude, okay, the success of Super Mario Brothers, it will. Especially with land and everything. God, I can only imagine the doors being kicked wide open for other Nintendo properties.
I'll be honest. The only exposure I have to Link, Zelda, and Ganondorf is from Smash Brothers. I've never played a full. I want to say I've maybe played either demos or I went to a friend's house and played a little bit, but I've never really.
Just
played
okay. So this is a good brings up another great one. What would be the first game to introduce people? Yeah, start the NES. No, I would just say start Ocarina.
This is true.
Yeah,
it's a good entry point.
Yeah, that's a good entry point. Yeah, go to Ocarina if you want to go to Majora's Mask. I would say that's the closest sequel to that game. But
although even that was
I'd
weird
agree.
in how they described that one. But
the night
that,
thing, yeah,
that one was cool, but it definitely turns the concept on its head for sure.
Yeah.
Because of the whole time limit thing.
Mm-hmm.
You have 3 days before the moon crashes into it,
Yeah.
and you have this sort of weird time travel thing where you have to go back in time, and then some things reset, but not everything resets.
I hated that.
That was trippy. I'm like, wait a minute, what?
And I'm surprised on how many people liked Wind Waker, and I was just like, that was kind of the where you're on the ship.
It was kind of fun. The art style, it took a little bit for me to get used to.
Yeah.
And I will admit that opening area kind of ticked me off, especially with that annoying little, what was it, your sister or something like that you have? Yeah. And then the weird snot bubble kid, I was like,
I hated it.
I hated that.
But then, what was it? Of course, Wind Waker it had the infamous, it was partly with Pokemon as well. I forget what game, but IGN was criticized. Too much water.
Well, I mean, you're sailing in the ocean.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah. But I will admit, though, when there were moments when you were out on the ocean and you didn't see anything, and then all of a sudden the clouds got dark, and you're like, oh shit.
And then there would be the whole storm, and you're like, oh fuck,
exactly,
here it comes.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it had some moments of tension, yeah, but they remade that one because it was originally on the game. Was it the GameCube, right?
Yeah.
And then they remade it for the what was it? Was it for the Switch? I think they did.
Or
It's
Wii.
Or was it the Wii?
It was Wii.
Oh, it was the
Yeah,
Wii. That's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
That's right. Because they made it for the Wii and the Wii U.
Yeah, dude, we could keep on going with Legend of Zelda, but yes, Link, the Zelda franchise holds the record for the most remakes and
This is true.
remasters,
that's true.
whatever.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, there's so many.
Eat your heart out, Final Fantasy, but yeah,
yeah,
that's a
No,
good
I
one.
totally blanked on that. Wow. Yeah. That's right.
I did as well. I was like, oh wait.
Oh, I was
You're unlocking
Both of us,
everything.
the gamers of us, were just like, oh man.
But there's actually a good video, of course, referencing James Rolfe, and he's the most confusing timeline history of.
Oh yeah, I think I remember seeing.
If you watch that, that's a good video to
Okay.
what the fuck were they? Yeah, but that's just the power of the first game. Yeah, it's just so grand. Why do you need to make a sequel? You didn't really defeat evil.
Yeah, because I mean, it really is a sort of retelling, if you will, because they keep retelling effectively the same story again and again. Link shows up, Zelda's there, Ganon's there, somehow the Master Sword's involved in all of this, and there you go.
Oh, believe me, the next game down the road is going to be the fucking No Way Home. God, I can imagine all those versions.
All the way back to Legend of Zelda 1.
The most powerful one of them all, because he's the OG.
Yeah.
Excuse me,
princess. And then you end up going into this little cave, and you see some old man. He's like, "It's dangerous to go alone. Take this." And then the game ends. You're like, what? We've come full circle.
Okay. So
Anyway,
wow, that was a lot for Legend of Zelda.
but yeah, and that was just us hitting the tip of the iceberg. There's way more we could go on with that one.
I mean, we could enter Movie Land, but there's so much.
Let's traipse into Movie Land a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's go to Movie Land. Well, then The Thing.
Which one?
The Thing. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Everyone knows John Carpenter was a remake of The Thing from Another World.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, Evil Dead 2 is obviously a remake of Part 1, even though
Is it?
it technically
is.
is.
It technically is.
It is. But of course, I actually whoever this person was on Reddit, they did that was the one edit that was perfect.
You send me that.
I'll send you, or you
Okay.
just download it on Plex. But it was
okay.
so yeah. Of course, they kept the no producer in the background, but they had the lightning shot, which is nice. And so the poor girl who played Linda in Evil Dead 2, of course, she got reduced to the head. But yeah, you're carrying off from the version of the first movie, but they integrated the scene with the Professor Nobi's daughter and the boyfriend, so it's kind of like, yeah.
Okay.
But it's like, damn, if you really think about it, God, poor Ash had a terrible 4 nights with the Evil Dead. There could be nothing more epic than that man's journey from being a college kid to your friends dying and then your hand cut off and then being sent back in the medieval ages, and they kept the two things that I was worried about, because I'm I hate when people put the director's cut of Army of Darkness, with he doesn't say good, bad, I'm the guy with a gun. He says a different line, but it's just not great. And then, of course, they kept the happy ending with him.
I'm going to have to ask you to leave the store.
Yes, yeah, it's not him waking up, I slept
Too
too long.
long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did not like that one.
How long was I gone?
Exactly,
and
yeah.
of course, he did have another edit, but I didn't like the scenes that he rearranged, but it segued into Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Ah, okay.
But yes, Evil Dead 2 going back is definitely a remake of Part 1. If you just cut it in half and all that, you're just okay, just follow that movie and then on to whatever.
Well, and even following up on that, there are also different versions of that as well. There's the original version, which had all the bloopers and stuff in it, like the editor in the background, or the lightning bolt was done a little bit differently.
Yeah,
and then if you look at
18-minute mark is it was just a very basic image of a lightning, but that's another remastered, because I know this is going to segue into Star Wars, and I was just that's
oh jeez,
we have enough.
Well, we can save Star Wars for another day, but
another remake remastered other than
or just
Star Wars.
Star Wars, talking about Star Wars specifically.
All right, but
I will say I know a lot of people don't like this one. I'm personally like it. Rob Zombie's Halloween. That's a straight up remake.
the first Halloween, the part where he's at the asylum, as soon as he gets off, that's when
I like it, but of course I prefer the original. But there are things about Rob Zombie's Halloween I do like.
So this is okay, because Vinny's been quiet lately, but not throwing it, a spotlight. But let's hear your point of view, because you get a tribute to this.
Well, I mean, I kind of agree with Danny here, because Rob Zombie's first Halloween movie was the one that got me into the Halloween franchise, because I saw the movie from a different perspective when watching Rob Zombies.
oh
Because it was showing what made Michael into the monster. And I thought that was kind of a unique take on it. And you have a great cast, great acting, great performances. Was it a great movie? Some people could say yes, some people can say no. But I did enjoy that variation. If it wasn't for Rob Zombies, I would not be a fan of the original. I would not be so much of a hardcore fan of Halloween. And I probably wouldn't have gotten into horror films that easily, because, again, it was my first. Next to Saw, next to multiple other films. But, yeah, no, Halloween is one of those movies I can agree with that got reboots, remakes, continuations that did not need to happen. What was his name? Good God. Busta Rhymes.
Oh gosh, Halloween Resurrection.
That one's such a... Trick or treat, mother effer.
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
And the masks kept getting worse. The mask designs were just terrible.
Yeah.
I was like, good lord. Like, when you look at the masks from different variations, like, there's some that are like, okay, that's passable, but then there are other ones where I'm just like, nope.
I like Rob Zombie, like both the clean version and like the deteriorated version throughout the rest of the movie. I like Rob Zombie's Michael Myers mask.
And now Trick or Treat Studios.
I know we're getting them.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
so
finally
excited.
getting those as masks. So I'm actually kind of excited to see how those look in
I
person.
want both.
I'm good with the original in the 2018 and the kills. Or not kills, the Ends mask. The Ends mask is probably one of my favorite ones, just by design.
Really?
But man, Ends was just terrible.
You like the moldy mask?
I do kind of like the way it looks. It has such a unique take to it. I'm like, all right, I can stick with this.
Yeah. I mean, this is really.
It's a monster that can't die. So, like, if that movie was any better, then yeah.
He became part of Winco Meat Products.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
I'm not loving it.
No,
Well, this ain't Burger King. I can't have it my way. So,
Yeah. Out of remakes, though, yeah, I think I introduced this to you, Charles. But yeah, another one like successful remakes. Now, what we talked about last episode, Dawn of the Dead. Yeah, with the fast zombies, and then it, of course, the original. Great flick. The remake that was written by James Gunn and directed by Zack Snyder.
Hell yeah.
Two powerhouses. If you guys haven't seen that one, great.
Yeah.
I remember you showed us the
definitely.
opening scene. That thing was awesome.
Yeah. Again, we'll get back in our little RP, but it's just like, oh man, that was actually a great remake. Yeah. What other ones? God,
I'm trying to going back through everything.
It was a good one.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I like.
I like all three of
the
them.
I like both parts, but like that first part was just fantastic.
For Dawn of the Dead.
It.
Oh, for it. Yeah. Oh, Volume 1. Yeah. So with the
one.
kids or
Or
Part
Chapter
1.
one.
Yeah, Chapter 1.
Chapter one.
Yeah.
But the first part with the kids, like those kid actors did fantastic.
Oh yeah, what was it? After just mere months or weeks after Stranger Things.
Yeah, I think they with Finn Wolfhard. I think he filmed Stranger Things season 2 and It Chapter 1 at the same time because they both came out in 2017.
Yeah, and the whole thing with what was it? Chapter 1. He after he was done doing Stranger Things, he immediately did Chapter 1. And that's how, hey, it's that kid from Stranger Things. And it was a nice, hey, let's follow with that kid. And then he had such a bad mouth, and he was the funny one of the group. So it was like, okay. Yeah.
Oh, your dad, you mullet-wearing asshole!
That kid's going to do great things. And then I know this is inevitable too, because the worst remake.
Uh-oh.
And
I was
the
like,
next,
Is that a remake or reboot?
It's a fucking terrible remake. Yeah, it is. They want to call it a reboot, but it didn't reboot shit. So it was a terrible. Yeah,
Because it was basically like a retelling of how the original Ghostbusters came to be, but from a different perspective.
yeah, and then they tried to
Well, that
bank
was
off
that
the
point of
original
view.
name,
And
and then
I think what made everybody really aggravated with that movie too was the advertising was completely misleading because they said years ago 4 Ghostbusters saved the world. Now,
Oh, yeah,
it's a
like
new
it's supposed to be a
generation.
continuation.
Yeah.
They did.
And this has been dealt with on the internet, on YouTube, a lot, and that's
For
why I'm just
7
like,
years.
yeah, 7 years, and in the worst video. Yes, it was one of the worst trailers ever, and yes, it still holds that title. And and again, nothing against the director and writer and the actors pulling short collar,
mean-
but yeah.
Well, the problem. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was gonna say some of the drama between the actresses on set. My God,
Yeah, it sounds like they're
it's like they're trying
sawing.
to crawl out of the floor and eat us. Like, don't you dare!
Yeah, it sounds like they're trying to saw the floor. Yeah, but
But no, like I remember Joe sent me a video about the behind the scenes stuff where they were talking about just how much ego was going behind all the cast.
Yeah, they all
members.
wanted to be the funny one.
Yeah,
yes,
and they all wanted to be the main star in attraction.
And Kirsten Wiig,
Wasn't-
she was like.
all right. That felt good. In case you didn't come.
A little bit.
It might have picked it up a little bit, but in case
see.
if it didn't, they really went to town on some board or something down there. I was like,
what that So what that sound is, it's the drill drilling the drill bit in, and it's grinding against the drill. So it's just.
Oh, okay.
But
Going back, Kristen Wiig, she had like second thoughts about being in the film, and she actually wanted out. Yeah.
Melissa McCarthy, she was a big fan of the
the cartoons.
But even she sat there and said, "Man, if I knew it was gonna be this bad, I would not be there."
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
the jokes were just too forced, and it had potential.
Excuse you.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah.
That's why you should all watch my re-edit of it.
Exactly. Yeah, that was way better. Yeah.
I got a re-edit of it, not watch it.
Yeah. Anyway, it could have been way better, but it wasn't. And
But
so
thankfully, we got Afterlife out of it.
Yes,
Yes.
thankfully.
Yeah, that's one thing you have to take into consideration with that
Yes.
movie. If that movie didn't exist, there would have been no after.
Exactly.
And see, that's something that I find interesting about like the remakes and the reboots and whatever. It's like it takes a bad movie to get a great movie to come back.
A perfect example, Batman. With Batman and Robin, we would never got the Nolan trilogy.
Yeah,
so
right.
it's also
The
that. Yeah.
And another thing too is that it helps to bring a new audience to awareness to this franchise. So say for instance, I mean, there's a lot of kids that watched 2016 as their first Ghostbusters.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. I feel you feel bad for them, but they they got introduced to it, and then they got to like, hey, what about this Ghostbusters? And then they found out, oh, hey, there's comics, there's cartoons, there's other movies that are better, and then we have a sequel.
Even the
and
fan
so,
films are better than that.
Exactly.
I've looked at a few like fan films.
There's decent
some
ones.
Effects I will say most of the time, like the effects are decent. Most of the time, the acting isn't.
Yeah, there's always that one. Again, I hate when people. This goes to all you motherfucking GB fans out there. You're not Bill Murray, so next. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. There have been several like fan films, and sometimes the production quality is really
Exactly.
amazing. But yeah, then you're like, well, the actors are basically just guys like us, with the exception of Danny, who actually has training in acting.
Just to say, I can't.
I went to school for this motherfucker.
Exactly. So like they can act, whereas the rest of us would probably struggle a little bit to before we finally like got into
Camera
the flow of
shy?
it. Exactly, or that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's why I'm saying my line. Cut.
Exactly. Yeah. You're looking at the camera.
Scoochie boochies.
You're saying your line monotone.
There's
your balls.
Blunt man.
yeah.
God, Kevin Smith, I know you're going to go down. Well, technically he did with Jane Silent Bob reboot, but I can't imagine a remake of Clerks. I'm like, no.
No.
Unless you count Yoga Hoser. That we all know
I'm
that.
not even supposed to be here today.
Or Clerks 3, because technically
It technically was, yeah. Oh, he's doing Silent Bob.
I would say, like, for the sequel trilogy, that was a reboot, but
The first of the, but
the
yeah.
first of the trilogy, I can say I almost loved the Force Awakens. I rewatch it.
Yeah.
I would rewatch it.
Yeah. Like that's, and then we get to, insert Chris drinking the, I got to show you that one.
Oh, okay.
Chris drinking the green milk and does the whole.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, then the James J.J. Abrams Star Trek movies. Those are reboots.
No,
Reboots, like reboot / in betweequel.
Well,
what they call it, they said it in Screenfy. It's a requel almost because it follows the lines of a reboot, which is bringing interest back into the franchise. But it's also we did not disrupt the timeline of the alpha timeline with the Star Trek series. So it's good. It's good. That's why you have most of our old Ghostbuster acquaintances out there did not like the J.J. Abrams flicks and all that, which I'm just like, I didn't mind it.
I thought it was
Yeah.
good. I
love
liked
the
it.
Star Trek J.J. Abrams. Those were
I know my
Yeah.
mom hated
Yeah.
My mom
I-
hated Benedict Cumberbatch as Khan.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't mind it.
I thought he was all right. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I understand what the original character is supposed to be. I understand that, but at the same time, Benedict Cumberbatch is a fucking phenomenal actor.
His voice acting, like honestly, hearing his natural
down without its captain.
Yeah.
Like seriously though, I was not a fan of Star Trek growing up. I remember watching it. I'm just like, okay.
And who's gonna lead us? You. Stay out of trouble.
I could stun your ass and kick you out of the chair. I always forget that was the original role.
Captain Kirk, thank you for your cooperation. Good night.
Stay out of trouble. No, Sherlock, you'll Robo.
Yeah.
Sherlock Holmes won.
You know what's funny? A lot of RoboCop actors were in the Star Trek franchise, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna dwell.
Bottom line, I like the J.J. Abrams Star Trek better.
Hopefully we get a fourth one.
Yeah.
I really
That would-
do. I
yeah.
really do. You know, rest in peace, Anton Yelden, for
yeah,
not being with
yeah.
us. But
Yeah, he did
You
a great
know.
job on that
I
role.
just
I
loved
thought
it.
I enjoyed it.
I mean, if you left it with Beyond, I didn't mind because
Honestly,
that was a great cap off. Like,
It
okay,
True,
was.
yeah.
They made a great time off, like ding. But if they bring it back, by what
Okay.
I've heard, I'm for it. I'm there at the theaters. Let's wear the uniforms. I'm
Yeah.
on board.
Sure.
I need
I would wear the uniform.
I would wear the
I already did that with Star Wars with wearing a Starfleet shirt, but every Star Trek,
Suck it.
yeah. But for me, yeah. Okay, so here's a funny story. When we went to watch Force Awakens at the Cinemark by Dobson 202, a couple friends long ago wore like the Starfleet shirt. Todd, Todd Cook, he didn't put the pieces together, but he's like, because when we met, we started talking more, and he's just like, wait a second, now I remember you. I went like, who? You wore that Captain Starfleet shirt at the Force Awakens premiere. I'm like, oh yeah, you were there. He's like, well, he was like, look at this fucking idiot, and I'm like, hey, that fucking idiot's your friend.
I immediately think back to that Big Bang Theory episode where the three of them go see it, and Sheldon's with Amy, and Joel Wheaton comes down the Star Trek uniform.
And they all throw popcorn, or whatever. Yeah, boo.
My reaction to the movie was the same as their reactions. Like, you see them, like Will Wheaton's like, I enjoyed that more than I thought they would. You see the three of them just like, that was me, because like I loved it. I saw that 3 times when it came out in the theaters. I saw it with my family and friends for opening night. I saw that with my sister on her birthday. Then I took a date to go see it for the 3rd time. It was a lot. I really did like it.
Yeah,
I mean, wish it led to something better.
Yeah, don't we all?
Ryan Johnson. Oh, you didn't like it, Danny?
Get off Peacock. We don't want your TV show. Okay, we were watching. Me and Sabrina were watching The Office the other night, and then an ad pops up for his new show. I'm like, I don't care. Get it off here.
So Sabrina, does he go like this with like the force choke? Does he?
No,
Dan-
but it'd be funny though.
Danny's eyes just turn yellow, and he's just like, "You ruined all of this for me."
Even like, oh god, yeah, no. Don't worry. The Last Jedi 3-hour episode will come soon. So,
Oh god.
Oh man.
yeah.
It'll just be Star Wars. I mean, that'll probably be a giant one, but just Star Wars. That would be a big future episode.
Oh boy. It'll
Our
be
9-episode arc.
It'll be like like each of us will have our own episode discussing certain things. It'll just drag on for like a good 6 months.
Mega episode.
There's so much.
Going back, I would always do that to troll, like, Trekkies and Trekkers, whatever, but wear a Star Wars shirt to Star Trek. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I don't care. Yeah. But there is one, like, I did one exception with Beyond, of course, with Leonard Nimoy passing around that time. I wore that. There's like this Spock portrait. So every time you say the word Star Trek, 3 things. Captain Kirk, but first, Spock, Leonard Nimoy, Captain Kirk, and the Enterprise.
Mm-hmm.
This is true. Yep.
Yeah. And of course, the other fucking people. Oh, Picard. Yeah. I mean, if you really do.
If I'm ever around Trekkies, I'm just gonna wear my Hutch Touch shirt. Say, don't ever call Han Solo a bitch.
Yeah, that's why I got you that shirt, man. Yeah.
I freaking love that shirt.
Dude.
Throw your hair out, man.
Han Solo's still a bitch. No, because Han Solo a bitch.
We also need to get you a van and get you out of that little tiny ass car.
Oh, geez. Add the decal on it.
I'm gonna add my own decal to it. Oh, God.
Oh,
my
man,
gosh.
you would.
It's C3 penis face and R2 dickhead. What did you just say, you giant bastard?
Oh my God, we'll add Chopper to the top of the car.
Oh.
Just so we're not knocking off fanboys, but no, I will totally put Chopper on top of the van.
Aw.
Han Solo is a bitch.
What did you say?
I don't know this. It's been a while since I've watched that movie, actually.
I love that movie. God.
I will say this. Ever since like the five of us have really become really good friends, Joe has introduced us to so many like really awesome movies. Like today, after I got off rehearsal, I started watching Grandma's Boy.
Yeah, I know. I hate your face.
I hate your face.
What did you say?
Nothing.
How do you see me?
You will someday
In
be
Detroit
mine.
Rock City, yeah.
I'm not amused.
I'm a robot. I have a robot vagina.
Please sit on my face.
That's not nice.
I haven't rewatched Detroit Rock City yet, but just like Grandma's Boy, like I really liked it.
Oh yeah.
I remember like when we were getting ready to go, oh yeah, we're gonna watch these two movies. I forget what you said about Grandma's Boy, but you're describing Detroit Rock City as it's fanboys but with Kiss. I immediately was like, that sounds awful.
But then when you watch it, you're
But-
like,
It works.
Your pitch was awful, but the movie was
the
good.
bitch was awful. But when you look at it,
Fanboys with Kiss, I'm like, I mean, I like Kiss, but I don't know if I want to watch
Yeah.
a whole movie about it.
well, that's how you sell it. You got to downplay it, lower expectations, and then when you watch it, you're like, that technically wasn't because you have Sam Huntington,
Yeah.
the Butler as fucking what was the guy's name?
I don't remember.
Fuck yeah, but as the drummer kid, and then of course
I just remember young John Connor was in it.
yeah, Edward Furlong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the drummer kid was from Fanboys too. So
Yeah, that's what we just said.
Welcome to the podcast.
sorry, I'm like blanking out here today. I'm just like lost in conversation.
Say some proton pack
recording
parts,
stuff in the back
Charles.
again.
make
Vinny, cyclotron.
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
no. All
All
right.
right, let's rein it in here
Well,
before.
no, I'm bringing it back. But yeah, no, Joe has been introducing us to so many phenomenal films. And Joe,
This
I
is
want to
true.
say
Yeah.
thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you, Joe.
Yep.
There's more. Ain't
bring
done
it
yet.
Just log on to Plex one day. Why is there 50 movies in here now?
Yes, don't worry. Yeah, I leave my legacy in the Plex drive.
Aw.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dude, yeah, I got a bunch in there right now. Like,
yeah.
I had to because I really did like the Fablemans.
Oh, you did?
Dude, I really did. Like, they all like did a great job with it, man. Like, there's this part with Seth Rogen and like one of the main kids.
Seth Rogen's in it?
Yeah, he's in it. Yeah, and he's not a fucking stoner, but that fucking laugh of his is still there. Like, hey, Ken, you want a camera?
Oh, he's a camera like seller store person.
Do you want me to spoil it, or do you want to save it for the?
Want to
I
see
do
it.
kind of want to see. Yeah.
I also really want to see the whale.
Yeah, definitely the whale.
God.
So
Like,
I
I
know.
saw one clip of it. It was like 5 seconds long, but it's a Brendan Fraser. Like, I need to know that I did one good thing in my life. Like, oh, I need to
The
see
one
this.
part? Yeah.
I need to see it.
You did. It was called the. I can't get it now, but no, he with him, he came. He surprised the crowd in London.
Yeah, for a Mummy double feature, I saw that.
Yeah. Dude, he shows up as Rick O'Connell, and I was like, Universal. That's the pitch, for the Dark Universe. Round 2. If you know, this is how you start it off. Let's kick it off with more. Rick O'Connell, the O'Connell family doesn't just deal with. The Mummy. Now we could carry it off to Dracula, Wolfman.
I never saw the Mummy Dark Universe reboot. I saw clips, but I never
Woo!
starting with the Mummy. Okay, why not start with how they like Dracula? Like, dude, really, literally restart it the way you started. Dracula, Frankenstein, then Wolfman.
Well, I mean-
and then threw in like the Creature of the Black Lagoon.
I mean-
and the Mummy somewhere in between that.
Technically, we got Dracula Untold a few
But that
years
wasn't
ago.
part of the Dark Universe.
I know
That was
it
just
should have
separate.
been. It should have been, but it wasn't. So it was its own thing. Which personally my favorite movie, but that's to judgment.
I liked Luke Evans as Dracula, but it could have been better.
Did you guys see the trailer for the new Dracula movie with Nicolas Cage?
Oh, Renfield?
yeah.
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 I'll
It
definitely
looks
watch it.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
It looks
I don't wanna
so
watch it.
ridiculous, but Nick Cage as a Dracula, I'm sitting there going, okay, this is too perfect. I need to see him in
But
this
then
role.
there's also freaking what's her face from Shang-Chi. She's like Aquafina.
Oh,
I'm not an Aquafina fan. I'm
Uh,
sorry.
Yeah.
I'm just going to see it for Nicolas Cage, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's weird, he looks like the original Dracula.
Oh yeah, he does look a little Nosferatu.
Well, this was his second time playing like a vampire and all that. So yeah, he
What was
did
the
this.
first time.
What was the first time?
He did this one movie back in the 80s, but this was before he became the Nick Cage we know him as. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, so it was a silly, like he had this terrible teeth, thing that he had on. I need to watch the movie again, but yeah, this is the second time. So this right here is, a no-brainer for him.
Vampire movies. They're apparently another remake or like another telling of Nosferatu's coming out, and they're adding Willem Dafoe into it.
What?
Yeah, so like I want to say it was in the late '90s or early 2000s. There was like a Nosferatu like biopic.
Shadow of the Vampire. Yeah,
There's like
yeah.
a biopic of how they made the first movie, and Willem Dafoe played Max Schreck, who played the original Nosferatu. So it's like a little full circle thing again.
Oh,
No, and
wow.
it's an actual. That's a fucking great flick and all that. No, but yeah, John Malkovich. I mean, again, if you like Nosferatu, the silent film, then yeah, you'll definitely love this flick. And Willem Dafoe's fucking awesome in whatever he's
Well,
in.
yeah.
So
And so circling back to Tom Cruise's The Mummy, terrible. Just
yeah, oh yeah, it
did
was.
Not, did not
yeah,
need to freaking exist.
yeah. No, and the lady.
Didn't Russell Crowe play Dr. Jekyll or
yeah,
something?
yeah,
like
he did.
that?
He did. Yeah,
Yep. And it wasn't good.
yeah.
It was terrible.
It's okay. What makes it hilarious is the Entertainment Weekly articles that were like introducing the Dark Universe.
Oh yeah,
And it
because like Johnny
bought-
Depp was supposed to play the Invisible Man. I think Angelina Jolie is supposed to be Frankenstein's bride, and then I think either
David.
Javier Bardem or somebody else is supposed to be the new Wolfman.
yeah.
Like go back and look at like this. Oh, the new Dark Universe actors. It's so weird.
And with
And-
the cast lineup, it just has my mind blown. I'm sitting here going, "Oh my god, I would actually watch that."
I mean, not after that terrible.
Yeah, I know. After that
introduction.
terribleness, no. But
The only thing that so let's reel it back. With the Mummy, Brandon Fraser, it would work, but you have to bring Rachel Weisz, back as the original.
I've only seen the
Yeah.
third one.
Yeah,
I get what you're
you only see the third one.
Okay,
Hey, Danny.
The
All right
third one was
then.
Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, and that was back when I was really into like Chinese history. So like it was like, oh, I learned about like the jade like soldier statues, and I thought that was really cool.
Ugh, no. Yeah, definitely watch the first and second one. But that's how young you are, dude.
Dude, I'm about to turn 27. What do you want from me?
I got a pitch for you. Watch this first and second. But anyway, all right, where are we at right now?
I was. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. We had quite a good discussion here.
Oh, you guys like spent like 20 minutes talking about Zelda.
Shut your whore mouth.
Zelda is awesome. You keep quiet.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Thank you, Sabrina.
Thank you.
I understood it, so yeah.
At least somebody in this relationship knows what's up.
I don't hate it. I can't contribute to it.
I just sat,
Well, whose problem is that?
I just sat back and played Silent Bob in this episode because I'm just sitting there going, I know about Zelda, but I'm just backing out of this because it's too much to process.
You got saved by
Sabrina,
Halloween.
you need to fix this right now.
I know. You're right. You're
Well,
right.
once I have a free night in the next 3 months, maybe.
Well, now whose problem is that?
That's not my problem. I'm busy. What do you want from me?
I'm busy because I'm doing it all these shoes. I'm kidding.
Okay, I am bringing like a little bit of Christopher Lloyd with me. There's a moment in the beginning where we all laugh at something Gomez says, but I'm doing that.
Yes.
Yes.
Get the light bulb. I forget if I said
Oh,
that.
perfect.
Yay!
Spoiler alert. I'm kidding.
Please,
But yeah.
please tell me you're doing the face where it's just like,
Okay, so Sabrina, we were talking about what day? Friday. Well, yeah.
We can talk more about it, but
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll all go. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, excellent. Yeah, I still need to get
I
tickets.
said, like the last like 3 shows I've been in, I haven't really like advertised a lot. Cause like I'm just like slowly coming back into theater. But with this one, it's like I love Fester and I love this show so much. Like, okay, guys, I'm in this show. I'm Fester. Come see it, please.
Yeah,
I've
I
been working
definitely
my
want
ass
to see
off
it.
on this show.
No, I definitely want to
He's
see
gonna do
it.
the mamushka. So
I want to bring that to direct. Hey, can we do like a promo video of me and the Gomez doing the mamushka for social media?
yeah, he's actually gonna put a sword through it.
Oh, no!
Oh, come on, Danny, just stay still. Hey, Danny's dead. Shit.
The front row just gets splattered with blood.
Oh no! Oh, foul death, sweet oblivion. Open your arms.
Us in the background.
Bravo! Meanwhile, Danny, Danny's like, I died for my art.
Every created Moulin Rouge.
Charles, was that a real sword you gave him?
And I look down, I see the fake one.
So,
I just
okay.
scooted underneath the chair.
Quick story before we end this. So I actually have a theater like bloodshed story real quick. So I was in a production of Shrek the Musical a few years ago. I played Thelonious, and it's the scene where we're interrogating the magic mirror. Now this is our first rehearsal in the performing space. So like we have all our props off on the stage. Like, oh hey, the mirror that you break when you're intimidating the magic mirror, it's over there. So I go to grab it. The line's like, Thelonious, and punches the mirror. I go to punch the mirror. The second I make contact with the mirror, I realize I just punched and broke a real mirror, not a prop mirror.
Oh, no.
So the guy who's doing the voice for the magic mirror, he continues for like another line or two, but all of a sudden we hear, stop! Are you okay? I don't know. Go get help. Okay. My middle, my index, and my thumb knuckles are just sliced from me punching that
Oh!
mirror. You can still kind of see on my my middle finger, there's a little scar on my knuckle.
Oh, yeah, a little bit right there. Yeah.
But thankfully, I didn't require stitches, but like I was bandaged up for like a good week. Like,
So the
So
two
they meant
mirrors were that identical?
no, they put the real mirror on the prop table and not the prop mirror.
Oh,
gosh,
jeez.
no.
But you couldn't tell the two apart? They were that identical?
There was no second mirror. There was only one.
Oh,
mirror
there was only
there.
one mirror.
So I just that's the mirror.
Oh, okay. So, all right. Wow. That is, ouch.
But that just shows you how strong I am. I can break a mirror.
I mean,
Damn.
just to add to your pain, Danny, to sympathize, when I was like first year at my job and I'm sanding furniture, I'm over here sanding by hand, trying to get like, the wood nice and smooth. And I didn't see that there was a splinter sticking up.
Hey! Oh, wait, no, I think you told this story.
You
I
told
go
this,
through, and I got a shard this big go all the way through my palm, dug deep. And when it happened, I dropped everything and I turned into Deadpool, just going, mother. So, and then to make it worse, I couldn't pull it out. So I had to get the X-Acto knife and cut my own skin open and pull this thing out.
Okay, all right.
Stop. Throw up.
That's
Dude,
fucking
like,
rad, dude.
Like, my toes are curling.
I had to turn myself into a badass for the last several
Oh
months when
my
that kept
gosh.
happening. I'm over here just like, I got this minor pain. Sheesh! I'm just like cutting
gonna throw up.
myself,
Stop.
blood's everywhere.
Meanwhile, auditors. That's disgusting.
Hey, 5 out of 10. No, I'm just kidding.
What a remake that was.
Oh, can you do it again? Oh. All right.
All right.
Okay.
This is a good place to end it.
Yeah. All right. Let's thank you everyone for tuning in
If
to
we haven't
this.
scared you off at this point.
Yeah, exactly. There goes our last listener. Thank you very much for tuning in to this episode of the Petty Cash Podcast. Remember to you've got me like all messed up here now, man. All right, like, comment, subscribe, share.
Ring that bell.
Exactly. Ring that bell. Roll that beautiful bean footage and share the wonders of the Petty Cash Podcast. I'm Charles.
This is Joe.
This is Vince.
Sabrina.
And Danny.
And remember, slow down. Chew your food.